So I'm feeling very energized to be part of an event. I think we all, from an Economic Times perspective, we really look forward to an event by Economic Times because of the brand and the strength of the brand. And frankly, we're not disappointed. Seeing a lot of familiar faces here, the people in the industry who make a difference, and the quality of the panel discussion so far has been really good. So very happy to be part of this event. If you look at the past few years, obviously post-COVID, we've seen a trend of the YOLO trend of you only live once. So we've seen retail benefiting from that. There's been a strong growth in retail and therefore in malls in 2021 and 22. And last year we also saw a strong growth in our mall portfolio. The wedding season in October to December was fantastic. More than expected that we drove our footfalls and our business for our brands. So from that perspective, I think the next 10 years, in my opinion, is going to be the decade for retail. We are at a cusp what China was maybe about 10-15 years back, and it's only going to be growth and growth. And from that perspective, retail is in the right place because when an economy booms, retail is the first place that benefits out of it. See, we've already built a strong base. We have about 4.5 million square feet operational. We aim to double this in the next 2 years. So there's a lot of cities that we're looking at expanding. I can share that we're expanding into Goa with a mall that's going to be probably the destination mall in Goa. So from that perspective, we are kind of poised to harness this growth and this economic boom that we're going to see by getting more space in the relevant cities and the relevant catchments. And also, making sure that our experiences in our malls are at the level what the consumer expects it to be. Now we've begun to coexist. I think that this whole omni-channel journey of where the consumer starts researching online, maybe even sampling online and then coming offline to try it on, and it's a seamless journey today that brands are doing. So I think both channels coexist and feed off each other. Sometimes online benefits, sometimes offline benefits. But it's a question of what consumer choices are there and what consumers feel comfortable with. There will always be an online consumer and there will always be an offline consumer. The question is, how do you give that seamless experience to the consumer? What we've realized is that one is that consumers in India, they expect a world-class experience. So what we're trying to really up is our experience quotient in our malls. So using benchmarks of some of the UAE malls and some of the services that we provide, we're trying to really raise the bar when it comes to the experiences that consumers get inside our malls. We're also looking at very innovative take on spaces. We believe that you can't keep a mall stagnant for too long. So for instance, in our DLF Avenue Saket Mall, we redid a lot of the area to create a more breathable space, which we call the Commons, which is this whole restaurant ecosystem which is spread across 2 floors. And that completely transformed the experience in the mall, and people are now talking about Commons as a destination within the mall. I think that kind of innovation within the mall, and again, looking at the brand portfolio, I think a lot of consumers expect newness, freshness. So we got to keep ourselves agile when it comes to what brands we sell within our mall. Yes, you have the staple global brands, but you also want a lot of local, ethnic and homegrown brands, whether it's in the form of kiosks or pop-up stores. I think that's what we want to bring in, a lot of freshness into the malls. Well, it's not 3, it's about 20, but if you look at the top criteria that brands would look at to enter a DLF mall, I mean, a very strong business model built on fundamentally strong demand. So also a very strong product portfolio that caters to the kind of consumers that we want. Because like DLF, while a mall is a mall, it still is a product of the catchment that you're in. So there should be a fit between the catchment and the brand that is trying to make its space in our mall. And of course, the marketing and the experience effort that the brand puts in to fulfill the consumer who walk into the mall. So these top 3 things, but there are many more that we look at.